You're nothing but a broke old man who should have died years ago." Those words hit me like a punch to the chest. I've been sitting on this bench in Providence Municipal Court for over 30 years. I've heard a lot of ugly things, but this was different. The man who said it wasn't some stranger. He was screaming at his own father, his 80-year-old father, right here in my courtroom. My name is Judge Frank Caprio, and what I'm about to tell you is a story that will make you question everything you think you know about family, respect, and what happens when someone forgets where they came from. If you believe justice should be equal for everyone, you'll want to see what happens next. I looked down at the man standing before me. His name is Derek Lawson. He's 34 years old. He's wearing a charcoal gray suit that probably costs more than most people make in a month. I can see the Rolex on his wrist, catching the courtroom lights. His hair is slicked back with some kind of gel. He's got this look on his face. You know the look, like he's bored, like he's above all this. Next to him stands an old man. This is Victor Lawson, Derek's father, 80 years old. He's wearing a brown cardigan with patches on the elbows. His pants are a little too big. His shoes are old but clean. He's holding a cane with both hands. His hands are shaking, not from fear, from age, from Parkinson's disease, I'll learn later. Victor keeps his eyes down. He won't look at his son. "All rise." My bailiff, Officer Martinez, calls out. Case 2026 TR 48721, the City of Providence versus Derek Lawson. Charges include reckless driving, endangerment of a passenger, and failure to provide care. I nod. Please be seated. The courtroom is packed today. Word got out about this case somehow. People want to see what happens when a son brings his own father to court, or maybe it's the other way around. I'm about to find out. "Good morning, Mr. Lawson," I say. I'm always professional, always respectful, even when I don't want to be. Derek doesn't respond. He's looking at his phone. "Mr. Lawson," I say again, a little firmer. He glances up. "Yeah?" Not "Yes, Your Honor." Not "Good morning, Judge." Just "Yeah." I take a breath. "Mr. Lawson, you're in my courtroom. When I speak to you, I expect your full attention. That means putting the phone away." He rolls his eyes but slides the phone into his pocket. "Fine." I look at the file in front of me. Then I look at Victor. "Sir, can you tell me your name?" The old man's voice is quiet, raspy. "Victor Lawson, Your Honor." "Mr. Lawson, I understand you're the one who filed this complaint. Is that correct?" Victor nods slowly. "Yes, sir." "Can you tell me what happened?" Victor takes a breath. His voice cracks a little when he speaks. I worked 42 years as a mechanic, fixed cars my whole life. I raised my boy alone after his mother passed. Cancer took her when Derek was 7. I see tears forming in the corner of Victor's eyes. I gave him everything I could, sent him to college, helped him start his business. But 3 months ago I had to move in with him. My pension, it's not much. I got sick, Parkinson's, can't work anymore, can't drive. Derek said I could stay with him. "And what happened on January 15th? I ask. Victor's hands grip his cane tighter. "Derek was driving. He was angry. I asked him to slow down. We were going so fast, he was yelling at me, calling me names. He ran a red light. Another car almost hit us. I begged him to stop. He wouldn't. He just kept yelling." I look at Derek. He's examining his fingernails. "Mr. Derek Lawson," I say. "Is this true?" He shrugs. "I was in a hurry, had a meeting. He was complaining the whole time. I told him to shut up. That's it." "That's it?" I repeat. "Yeah," Derek says. "Look, Judge, I've got a business to run. Lawson Tech Solutions. Maybe you've heard of it. We do consulting for major companies. I don't have time for—" "You don't have time?" I interrupt. My voice is calm, but I feel my jaw tighten. "You don't have time to drive safely with your 80-year-old father in the car? He's always complaining," Derek snaps, "about everything. The temperature, the radio, how I drive. It's exhausting." I see Victor flinch at those words. The gallery murmurs. I raise my hand. "Order, please." I pull out the first piece of evidence. It's a police report. Officer Chen was the one who pulled Derek over that day. Officer Chen writes here that you were going 68 miles per hour in a 35 zone, I say. With your father in the car, he also notes that when he approached the vehicle, he could hear you yelling at your father. The officer says your father was crying. He cries about everything, Derek mutters. The courtroom gets louder. People are upset. I am too, but I keep my voice steady. Mr. Lawson, I need you to understand something. In my courtroom, we treat people with dignity, especially our elders, especially our parents. Derek laughs. Actually laughs. Your Honor, with all respect, you don't understand. I've been taking care of him for 3 months. Do you know what that's like? He's like a child. I have to do everything for him. Everything? I ask. Like what? Drive him to doctor appointments, pick up his prescriptions, listen to the same stories over and over. I've got employees, clients, responsibilities, and I'm supposed to drop everything because he can't take care of himself anymore? Victor's shoulders start shaking. He's crying now, trying to hide it. I feel something hot rising in my chest. But I'm not done yet. Let's move to the second piece of evidence, I say. My clerk hands me a stack of papers. They're text messages. Victor's neighbor, a woman named Mrs. Patricia Hoffman, brought them to the police. She'd been worried about Victor. So Victor showed her his phone. I read one out loud. January 3rd, Derek writes, "Stop texting me at work. I don't care about your doctor appointment. Figure it out yourself." I read another. January 8th, Derek writes, "If you can't keep up, maybe you should go to a nursing home. I'm done babysitting you." The courtroom is silent now. Everyone is listening. Derek shifts his weight. For the first time, he looks uncomfortable. January 12th, I continue. Derek writes, "You're a burden. You're costing me money and time. I wish you'd just..." I stop. I don't read the rest. It's too cruel. "Do you remember writing these?" I ask Derek. "I was frustrated," he says. His voice is defensive now. "You don't know what it's like." "You're right," I say. "I don't know what it's like to talk to my father like that, because I never would." Derek's face turns red. "You're judging me? You don't know my life." "I'm a judge, Mr. Lawson. That's literally my job." Some people in the gallery laugh, but it's not a happy laugh. It's a bitter one. Let's move to the third piece of evidence, I say. This one is a video. It was recorded by a dashboard camera from the car that almost hit them at the intersection. The driver submitted it to police. I play it on the courtroom screen. Everyone can see. The video shows Derek's black BMW speeding through a red light. You can hear the screeching of brakes. The other car stops just in time, inches away from a collision. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is the audio. The camera picked up the yelling from inside Derek's car. Derek's voice is loud and angry. "I told you to shut your mouth, old man. I'm sick of you. You're useless. You're nothing." And then you hear Victor. His voice is so small, so broken. "Please, son. Please just slow down. I'm scared." "I don't care," Derek screams. The video ends. The courtroom is completely silent. I see people wiping their eyes. One woman in the third row is openly crying. I look at Derek. His face is pale now. "Mr. Lawson," I say quietly, "do you have anything to say about that?" He opens his mouth, closes it, opens it again. I was having a bad day." "A bad day," I repeat. "Yes, a bad day. Work was stressful. I wasn't thinking clearly." "You weren't thinking clearly," I say, "so you decided to risk your father's life, and your own, and everyone else on that road. It wasn't that serious." "Not that serious?" My voice rises slightly. I catch myself. I take a breath. "Mr. Lawson, you ran a red light at nearly 70 miles per hour with your elderly father in the car. You verbally abused him. You endangered his life. How is that not serious?" Derek's jaw tightens. I can see the anger building in him. "You know what, Your Honor? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of everyone acting like I'm the bad guy. I took him into my home. I could have said no. I could have put him in some cheap nursing home and forgotten about him. But I didn't. I did the right thing. And this is what I get, dragged into court, humiliated. You did the right thing, I ask. Is that what you think this is? Yes, Derek shouts. I did more than most people would. And he's never grateful, never. Just complains and complains and, Mr. Lawson, I say, my voice firm, I need you to calm down. No, Derek's voice echoes through the courtroom. I'm done being calm. I've been calm for 3 months. I've been patient. He turns to his father, points at him, and then he says it. You're nothing but a broke old man who should have died years ago. 10 seconds of silence. That's how long it takes for anyone to react. I sit there frozen. I've heard a lot in my career, a lot of anger, a lot of cruelty. But this is something else. Victor doesn't move. He just stands there, staring at the floor, tears streaming down his face. Then the courtroom explodes. People are shouting. Officer Martinez steps forward. Someone in the back yells, "Shame on you!" I bang my gavel, hard. "Order! Order in this court!" It takes a full minute to get everyone quiet again. I look at Derek. Really look at him, and I see it clearly now. He's not just angry. He's not just stressed. He's empty. There's nothing inside this man that understands love, or gratitude, or basic human decency. I lean forward. Derek Lawson, I say. I use his first name. I want him to hear me, really hear me. Derek, do you know who that man is standing next to you? Derek doesn't answer. That's your father, Derek, your father, the man who raised you, the man who worked 42 years with his hands so you could have a better life, the man who buried his wife and still got up every morning to make you breakfast, to drive you to school, to help you with homework, to teach you how to be a man. I pause. But somehow he failed at that last part, didn't he? Derek's face is red. His hands are shaking. You stand here in your expensive suit, I continue, with your fancy watch, your luxury car, your successful business, and you have the audacity to call your father a broke old man, as if his worth is measured by the money in his bank account. I look at Victor. He's still crying. Your father isn't broke, Derek. You are. You're bankrupt where it matters, in your heart, in your soul, in your character. I stand up. I don't usually do this, but I need Derek to understand how serious this is. You said you've been patient for 3 months. 3 months. Your father was patient for 34 years. 34 years of raising you, alone. Do you understand that, Derek? He did it alone. Derek's jaw is clenched. He won't look at me. Your father didn't ask to get sick, I say. He didn't ask to need help, but you asked to be born, and he gave you life. He gave you everything. And when he finally needed you, when he was at his most vulnerable, you treated him like garbage. I sit back down. You said you could have put him in a nursing home and forgotten about him. You said it like you deserve a medal for not doing that. Let me tell you something, Derek. Taking care of your parents isn't some heroic act. It's not a favor. It's what decent human beings do. It's what family does. The courtroom is completely silent. Everyone is hanging on every word. You told your father he should have died years ago, I say, my voice quieter now. Do you understand what you said? You told the man who gave you life that you wish he were dead, because he's inconvenient, because he's costing you time and money. I shake my head. What kind of man says that, Derek? What kind of son? Derek finally speaks. His voice is tight. Are you done? No, I say. I'm not. I look at my notes. Then I look back at Derek. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you your sentence, and you're going to listen, and you're going to accept it. Because if you open your mouth one more time with disrespect, I will hold you in contempt. Do you understand? Derek nods. I asked you a question, Mr. Lawson. Yes, he says through gritted teeth. Your Honor. Good, I say. I take a breath. Derek Lawson, I find you guilty of reckless driving, endangerment, and elder abuse. The word abuse hangs in the air. Your sentence is as follows, I continue. First, you will pay a fine of $15,000, $5,000 for the reckless driving, $10,000 for the endangerment and abuse of your father. This money will be split. Half will go to the city. Half will go directly to your father to help cover his medical expenses. Derek's eyes go wide. 15,000. I'm not finished, I say sharply. He closes his mouth. Second, your driver's license is suspended for 1 year, not 30 days, not 6 months, 1 full year. You will not drive any vehicle during this time. If you're caught driving, you will go to jail, period. Third, you will complete 300 hours of community service, but not just any community service. You will spend those 300 hours at St. Catherine's Nursing Home on Broad Street every Saturday and Sunday for the next 9 months, 10 hours each day. You will help care for elderly residents. You will feed them, talk to them, listen to their stories, read to them. You will do whatever the staff asks you to do. I see Derek's face getting redder. You will report to Director Susan Mills every Saturday at 7 a.m. and every Sunday at 7 a.m. If you miss even 1 hour, you will start over from zero, and I will add contempt charges. Fourth, you will write a handwritten apology letter to your father, not typed, handwritten. Minimum 2 pages. You will read it out loud to him in a family counseling session. Yes, you will also attend 12 weeks of family counseling with your father, once a week, every week, with a licensed therapist. Fifth, you will create and deliver a 30-minute presentation about elder care and respect to 3 local high schools. You will tell students what you did, what you said, and why it was wrong. These presentations will be recorded. I will watch them. Derek looks like he's about to explode. And sixth, I say, my voice dropping low, you will issue a public apology. You will record a 2-minute video explaining what you did and what you learned. This video will be posted on the Providence Municipal Court website, with your name, with your face, so everyone can see who Derek Lawson really is. The courtroom erupts in applause. I bang my gavel. I'm still not finished, I say. Everyone goes quiet again. Derek, I want to be very clear about something. Your father has the legal right to live with you as long as he needs to. You agree to this. If I hear that you've kicked him out, if I hear that you've mistreated him in any way, I will bring you back here and I will add jail time to your sentence. Do you understand? This is insane, Derek finally explodes. You can't do this. I have rights. I'll appeal. You'll what? I ask calmly. I'll call my lawyer. This is excessive. This is justice, I say. And yes, you have the right to appeal. But let me save you some time and money. Every single thing I just said is within my legal authority. Every bit of it. So you can appeal if you want. Waste your time and your money, but you'll lose. Derek is shaking with rage now. And one more thing, I say. The way you just spoke to me, that outburst, that's contempt of court. I nod to Officer Martinez. Officer, please take Mr. Lawson into custody. Derek's face goes white. What? You're being held in contempt, I say. You will spend 72 hours in county jail, starting right now. Maybe that will give you some time to think about respect. Officer Martinez steps forward with handcuffs. You can't do this, Derek yells. You can't. I just did, I say. Martinez puts the cuffs on Derek's wrists. The clicking sound echoes through the courtroom. Wait, Derek shouts. Wait, Your Honor, please. Take him, I say to Martinez. As Derek is being led out, he looks at his father one last time. Victor is still standing there, crying quietly. Dad, Derek says. His voice cracks. Dad, But Victor just shakes his head, doesn't say a word, and Derek is taken away. The courtroom is buzzing. People are talking to each other. Some are crying, some are angry, some are relieved. I look at Victor. Mr. Lawson, I say gently, Sir, can you come closer? Victor shuffles forward with his cane. His face is wet with tears. I'm so sorry, he whispers. I'm sorry he spoke to you like that. I'm sorry I... Stop, I say softly. You have nothing to apologize for. Victor looks up at me. You did the right thing coming here, I tell him. You deserve to be treated with respect, with love, with dignity. Do you understand? He nods, but I can see he doesn't really believe it. Mr. Lawson, I say. I'm going to assign a social worker to your case. Her name is Angela Torres. She's going to check on you every week. She's going to make sure you're okay, make sure you're safe. If you ever feel afraid or mistreated, you call her immediately. Can you do that? Yes, Your Honor, Victor says quietly. Good, I say. And Mr. Lawson, you raised a son who forgot his way. But that doesn't mean you failed. Sometimes people make their own choices, bad choices. That's not your fault. Victor's lip trembles. I just wanted him to be happy. I know, I say. I know you did. Court is adjourned. I watch as Victor slowly makes his way out of the courtroom. A woman from the gallery, Mrs. Hoffman, the neighbor, comes up and takes his arm, helps him walk. I sit there for a moment after everyone leaves. My courtroom is empty now, quiet. I think about my own father. He passed away 15 years ago, but I still remember him. Every day, the way he laughed, the way he taught me to fix things, the way he showed up to every Little League game, no matter how tired he was from work. I would give anything to have one more conversation with him, one more meal, one more chance to say thank you. And Derek? Derek had his father right there, alive, present, and he wished him dead. 3 months later, I get a letter. It's from Director Susan Mills at St. Catherine's Nursing Home. She writes, Your Honor, I wanted to update you on Derek Lawson. He has completed 100 hours of his community service. I'll be honest, the first few weeks were rough. He was angry, resentful, did the bare minimum. But something changed around week 5. There's a resident here named Mr. Chen. He's 84, no family, no visitors. Derek was assigned to read to him. At first, Derek just read in a flat voice, watching the clock. But Mr. Chen started telling Derek stories about his life, about coming to America with nothing, about working 3 jobs to support his family, about losing his wife to Alzheimer's. And I think Derek started to see something, started to understand. Last week, I walked by Mr. Chen's room. Derek was there. Not because he was scheduled to be, just because. He was playing cards with Mr. Chen. They were laughing. I don't know if Derek is fully changed, but I see something different in him now. Thought you'd want to know. I put the letter down. I don't know if this story has a happy ending yet. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but at least there's a chance. I sit in my chambers that evening, looking out the window. The sun is setting over Providence. The city is beautiful this time of day. I think about justice, real justice. It's not just about punishment. It's about transformation. It's about teaching people to be better, to do better. We live in a world where people forget what matters. They chase money, status, success, and somewhere along the way, they forget about the people who helped them get there, the people who sacrificed for them, the people who loved them when they had nothing. Derek Lawson forgot. He forgot where he came from. He forgot who raised him. He forgot that every opportunity he had was built on his father's tired shoulders and calloused hands. And when his father needed him most, Derek saw him as a burden. But here's what I want you to remember. Victor Lawson never stopped being a father, even when his son screamed at him, even when his son wished him dead. Victor still loved him. That's what real love looks like. It doesn't keep score. It doesn't give up. I hope Derek learns that. I hope he becomes the man his father believed he could be, because in the end, we're all going to get old. We're all going to need help someday. And the way we treat the elderly today is the way we'll be treated tomorrow. Respect your parents, honor them, love them, not because they're perfect, but because they gave you life, and that's a debt you can never fully repay, but you can try. Every single day you can try.